By the time they realized he was unhappy, it was already too late. He was gone already. Not because he was weak, not because he was a failure, but because he was forced to live a life that was not part of his dream. It was not a life that he wanted. And this is Henry's story. Welcome to Yesterday's Mistakes, where we share some mistakes so that we all learn from it. So this is the story of Henry, who was a brilliant young man, very talented in music. Music was his thing. He loved it. He dreamed it. He lived it. He breathed it. So everything about music, he had a beautiful voice. You name it, he would just compose music easily. It came to him naturally without any struggle. So that was his love. That was what he wanted to do. But his parents had another aim that they wanted him to study, not music. The other aim, you guess it right, medicine. They wanted him to do medicine, but that was not his dream. It wasn't something that he had ever anticipated that he would do. Yes, he was a brilliant student. Yes, he was an A-star student. A student that would score A's all along, all through. But medicine was not what he had anticipated. He wanted to do music because that was his language. That was the language that he spoke with ease. But his parents, because of the love that they had for him, they said, and they wanted him to have a bright future, they said he should study medicine. Because they thought with medicine he will have a better future. With medicine, it came with prestige. With him studying medicine, he could have a better job. But they never thought for once to think, is this really what this boy wants? And so every time Henry would try to talk to the parents to tell them that this was not his life, this was not his dream, they would just push him away and say, yeah, we know, just go, just focus, study more, just do the best you can. Your mates are doing it, why not? So they forced this guy to enroll into medical school. He tried the first year, struggled, went through, second year. But by the third year, he tried and he came and told his parents this is not really what he wanted. But as usual, most parents are stubborn and they will not listen to their children. They told him, why not hang in there? Just carry on, you've come too far, 3 years already. And this is what we really want you to do. And you're doing it already. Maybe you're just distracted. Maybe it's pressure from friends. Do what we're asking you to do. And you will have a better future. Don't you see our lives well? People that are made. We can't afford to see our child studying, doing music. So every time they will put pressure on this boy. And whenever he came to complain, they will be like, okay, why don't you study it? When you are done, then you can do what you want to do. Does that sound familiar? Lots of parents put pressure on their children to do what they don't want to do. And then later you can do what you want to do. So that's what it kept telling Henry. You do what you want to do. You do what we're asking you to do. And then later you can do what you want to do. So going for lectures became a burden. You can imagine being forced to study something like medicine that is not really your passion. It is not something you want to. And this is a delicate field. You're dealing with humans here. You're dealing with people. You're dealing with people's lives. And if anything goes wrong, you could be sued for it. So this is not something that somebody can really be forced into it. But his parents forced him to do that. And so Henry will go for lectures with a heavy heart, absent-minded in studies. He would not even concentrate because that is not really what he wanted. And so a time came when he could take it no more. And before we realized it, Henry unalived himself. He was no more. The parents received this cold call that nobody wants to ever receive in their life, that your child is gone. And suddenly they realized that it was the pressure they had put on him. It was the demand that they had put on him. They ignored what he wanted, and they wanted him to do what they wanted him to do. And this is not only common to Henry's parents. If you look even online, if you just type online, the amount of medical students that unalive themselves is quite much. Every year, there are statistics that are happening, statistics that of medical students that are no more because of the pressure, because the demand is too high, the expectation from society, from the family is too high. And that is how the life of a young, talented man, his dreams all ended just because he found himself on the wrong course, something that he was not meant to do. But his parents thought for security reasons, for the future, for a better tomorrow, it will be good that he does it. So can I just take this moment to enlighten us? If you're a parent and you're watching, I would just like to take this moment to encourage us, to tell us this is not an accusation. I know as a parent, you want the best for your child. You want them to succeed. But there are some mistakes that can be very costly. There is no dream that is worth more than a life. You must remember that. There is no future, there is no dream that is worth more than a life. His parents had a different dream for him, but it was not what he wanted. Every parent wants the best for their child, but as parents, we must learn to listen to what the child is also asking for. Your child's dream may not look as practical as what you want it to be. It might not be the kind of dream that you had anticipated, but what you need to remember that it is their dream, not yours. And so you can't live their dream for them, or you cannot live your own dream through them, because some parents use their children to fulfill the dreams that they were not able to fulfill. So you must remember first and foremost that it is your child's dream, not yours. So whatever the child is talented at or whatever they want to study, our duty as parents is to guide them to the right path and not to force them to do what they don't want to do. As we've seen in the case of Henry, he was being forced by his parents so much so that at some point he could take it no more, because he found himself in a classroom studying something that he did not enjoy, something that meant nothing to him. And yet it's a subject that is so delicate. It's something that you're dealing with people's life. And if anything goes wrong, you will be held seriously accountable. So we must realize as parents that their dream may not sound as secure as we want it to be. Maybe it's like somebody saying they want to study music. It might not sound as secure as we would love it to be. But as I said, we must remember that it is their dream. And all we can do is to encourage them to achieve the best. We must also learn as parents to listen to the children. Notice when a child withdraws, because I'm sure there must have been signs with Henry. There must have been moments when he was probably not himself, because before somebody can go to the extent where they unalive themselves, it means the pressure was probably all the way here. And they thought maybe nobody understands them. There's not much they can do anymore. So please listen and look out for some signs on your children. When you begin to see signs of withdrawal, maybe it was somebody that was bubbly before and they're no more bubbly. They're not calling you. They're not talking to you. You have to check on that child. You have to really see what is it that is going wrong and how can I step in and help. And last but not the least, studying medicine is a thing that comes with prestige for a lot of families, and a lot of families, parents want their children to be medical doctors. But all what parents must accept is that not every child is meant to be a medical doctor. Not every child must study medicine. So if the child does not want to study medicine, You don't need to force them to do it. Because, as I said earlier, there is no future that is worth the life of a child. This is yesterday's mistakes. Henry had to pay for his dream with his life. We do not want any other child to pay for their dream with their lives. As parents, give a listening ear to your children so that no other child will have to pay for their dream with their lives. God bless you.